Hey everybody. Okay, so what is it called? You're going to draw a square and just try to draw it as exact as you can. Write as many things as you can about this shape. Well, I know that my square is a quadrilateral, and a quadrilateral means that it has four sides. I also know that my square is a parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel lines. I also know that my square is a polygon because it has straight lines. It has it's a closed figure. I also know that it has four right angles. I also know that all sides are congruent or equal. And we can write so many more things. I have the four vertices. I know that it also can be, and we come down here, can your picture also be named a rhombus? Yes, because if I turn it to the side, what do I have? So the answer is yes, because a rhombus has four congruent sides, same as a square, and it has two sets of parallel lines. Same as, okay, I'm going to draw a rectangle next. Remember, a rectangle has two different measurements. Write as many things as you can. Again, I know that is a quadrilateral. I also know that it is a parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel lines. Now remember that if you were to see, you have this line is parallel to this line, and this line is parallel to this line. So I have two sets, and that represents that. It's also a polygon. It also has four right angles. All sides are not congruent though, so I have two different measurements for that. I can also say that if I had A, B, C, D, I have line segment AC is parallel to line segment BD. And you could also do the line segment AB is parallel to line segment CD. Can your picture also be named a parallelogram? Yes, because a parallelogram I forgot the H, has two sets of parallel lines, same as the rectangle. All right. Compare and contrast the square and the rectangle. Okay, so I know that a rectangle can be or is like a square because both have it's the four sides, but they have four right angles and two sets of parallel lines. Parallel lines. I feel like I messed up there. That's only because it's throwing me off there. Okay. Okay. But the square has four congruent sides, whereas the rectangle has two different measurements. Measurements. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn my paper over. On this back side, you are doing this in class today, types of quadrilaterals. Well, I'm going to start off with a types of the quadrilaterals. I'm going to start off with a trapezoid. I just kind of messed up there, didn't I? Been writing it all day, and then my mind went blank. I think it's because it's too late in the evening then, right? So sorry about that. All right, so let's start again. I'm going to have my trapezoid. And we have two types of trapezoids. I'm going to have one with two different types of angles. Obtuse and acute angles, and then I'm going to have a trapezoid with two right angles, one obtuse and one acute. Then I'm going to have a parallelogram, and that's going to look like it was a rectangle but smashed down or run over. The next I'm going to have is a rectangle. And we were just talking about the rectangle. The next is going to be a square. And the next is going to be a rhombus. And that kind of looks more like a kite, not a rhombus. Sorry about that. You can do better than me. Okay, on here, you're going to go through and write the properties like we've done before. So you can talk about the angles. These are quadrilaterals, so we know that they have already four sides. You can talk about the how many sets of parallel lines they have. You can talk about the intersecting lines. You can label these the A, B, C, D, talk about the lines that are parallel. So whatever you need to do, you can write down at least three to five of those. Types of triangles. So we're going to do it first of all, by their sides. So I'm going to start off with the equilateral triangle. Yeah, I saw my mistake right there. I'm trying to look for my white out again because I saw my mistake. I knew Actually, I did put it up. I didn't even realize I did. It's been a long day, guys. EQI, equilateral. Okay. And so that means that all sides are equal. And I'm going to represent it this way. You can put numbers if you want, measurements on the side if you'd like. Then I also have an isosceles triangle. I have two sides that are equal to each other. Then I'm going to have a scalene. And remember, we talked about how it's the music notes, how they're all different on the scale. And so you're going to have a triangle that has I'm trying to figure out. I think that kind of looks three different. So I have 1, 2, 3, and you may see it like that. And that represents that no sides are equal. The next one is I'm going to have a right triangle or right angle. So I'm just going to draw one with a right angle and then bring this down. The next one is going to be obtuse. This is where I have my obtuse and then two acute angles. And then I'm going to have the acute. We talked about in class that if you were to measure this up with or compare it to musical instruments, we look at the tuba, the little piccolo, and kind of like jazz, that right angle is right there. And then this is the acute. They're all less than 90 degrees. So acute angle is less than 90 degrees. Obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. And a right angle is exactly 90 degrees. A scalene is 0 sides are equal. Isosceles they have 2 congruent sides. Equilateral has 3 congruent sides. All sides are equal. And then you'll write down some of the attributes that you had in your notes we went over. All right, let's go ahead and work on the rest of these because I don't want to take up too much time. Okay, so you're going to be, we studied the perimeter, we studied area, we studied the attributes of the rectangles and squares. So now we're going to start on this activity. What is the perimeter? Remember, I want you to circle perimeter, and right below it, you're going to write down, add all sides. When you take your test tomorrow, this is what I'm expecting to see. You will get points taken off for not showing your work. So I'm throwing it out there right now so that you know. Hexagon, you know that it's 6 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you need to put that down to remember, put 6 sides. This is in feet. So what is the perimeter? I need to add all the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and chunk this up. So I have 2 and 8 tenths plus 2 and 8 tenths. Remember, I have to line up my decimals. 8 plus 8 equals 16. Regroup my 1, 2, 4, 5. That's 5 and 6 tenths. Well, this is 5 and 6 tenths. I know that this together is 5 and 6 tenths. So I'm going to take this one right here and add these together. Bring down my decimal. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Regroup my 1. 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 1 equals 11. So I have these 4 already, and that's 11 and 2 tenths. The next thing is I need my 4 and 5 tenths and my 4 and 5 tenths, or 4 and a half plus 4 and a half. 5 plus 5 is 10. I'm bringing down my decimal, regroup my 1. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 equals 9. Now I'm going to add these two together. So now I have 9. And remember, I'm lining up my decimals. I know that tomorrow somebody's going to put 11 and 2/10 plus 9/10. Be super careful. So this is 2, 9, 10, and it's 1, 2. So the answer is 20 and 2/10. Now, you won't be getting this exact problem, and I cannot remember if we even had some decimals. I think I do, but so just be really careful when you're doing that. All right, so does everybody understand what you're doing on this one right here? So again, I have my 2 and 8/10 and my 2 and 8/10, and I said that that equals 5 and 6/10, and then I added my another 5 and 6/10, and that gives me 11 and 2/10. And I'm adding my 4 and 5/10 together, and that gives me 9 wholes. So that 9 plus the 11 and 2/10 gives me that 20 and 2/10. Let's move over to the next one. A rectangular bulletin board is 2 and 45 hundredths feet meters long. So I'm going to put this here. Whatever is on the bottom, it's going to go on the top. And 1 and 1/10 meters wide. This is wide, this is long. 1 and 1/10 meters wide. What is the perimeter? Okay, so now I'm going to have my perimeter. I'm going to circle that, and I'm going to write add all sides of the bulletin board in meters and show your work, and then grid it. So on here, I have my 2 and 45 hundredths. 5 plus 5 is 10. It's 8, 9. Bring down my decimal. 2 plus 2 is 4. So these two are already added to 4 and 90 hundredths, or 4 and 9/10. I'm going to add up the next one. I'll bring it over here. 1 and 1/10 plus 1 and 1/10. 1 plus 1 is 2. Bring down my decimal. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that is 2 and 2/10. Now I'm going to add these together. I have 4 and 90 hundredths plus 2 and 2/10. Remember, I am lining up my decimals. I'm going to put a 0 as my hero to hold that spot. So that's 0, 9, 10, 11. Regroup. Bring down my decimal. 4, 5, 6, 7. So the total perimeter is going to be 7 and 10 hundredths. Looking at my decimal, make sure that I mark it right. It'll be meters long. And then you would bubble in. Don't forget that you have to bubble and place that there. So again, it was that 2 and 45, and I doubled that up, gave me the 490, and then add that, and it gives me my 710. All right, let's move over to the next one. This one is one with two problems. It looks complicated, but it really isn't if you chunk it up. The rectangle shown above is 12 inches long and 7 inches wide. Okay, so now where am I going to put that 12 inches? Very good. My 12 inches. This little mark means inches, so or you can see it like that, or you'll see it like that, and 7 inches wide. The equilateral triangle right next to it has a side length of 9 inches. Equilateral, I'm circling that, means that all sides are the same. Or you can put the equal sign above that. No matter what you do, you've got to show that when you see that word. So now that I know that this is 9 inches, and this is 9 inches, and this is 9 inches, let me go ahead and solve what the question wants to. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? Well, if this is 7, I know across here that's going to be 7. If this is 12, then I know here it's going to be 12. So I'm going to look at my perimeter, circle that up, and it says add all sides. So the P equals length plus width plus width. And I should have written the formulas over here. That's what you need to do because I'm going to watch that tomorrow. Make sure that you do that. So I have 12 plus 12 plus 7 plus 7. Here I'm going to have 24 plus 14. Therefore, my perimeter for the rectangle is going to be 38, and it's in inches. Look at the triangle. Again, I'm going to be adding up all the sides. So this is 9 plus 9 plus 9, or you can say that it's a side plus a side plus a side. 9 plus 9 plus 9, the same as 9 times 3, or 3 groups of 9, that equals to 27 inches. So here, this is 38 inches. Triangle is 27 inches. What is the combined? So now I'm going to add these up. 8 plus 7 equals 15. Regroup my 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the total is 65 inches. So it really wasn't hard. You need to show your work on that one. I had some students that made some mistakes because they did not show their work and they went super, super fast. So be very careful. The combined perimeter of the rectangle and triangle is 84 inches. So they've already done, this is combined perimeter is equal to 84 inches. Remember the perimeter, add all sides. So this was already done for us, but this model shows the dimensions of the rectangle. What is the perimeter of this triangle? So we don't know what the perimeter is, but I know that this is a 7, this is an 11, and the 11 is here. So I'm going to figure out the perimeter. So P equals length plus width plus width. I have 11 plus 11 plus 7 plus 7. So 11 plus 11, that's 22, plus 14. And this makes the perimeter for this one here, and that's going to be 36, and it's in inches. Well, I don't know what this is yet, so I'm going to go ahead and take 36 out of my total 84, as this is combined. So this is going to be 34 or 36 inches. So that's 8, makes it 7. 14 minus 6 is 8. 7 minus 3 equals 4. So now I have 48 that's left. And just double check. But I have 3 sides. So what's going to happen? Make sure that that's 22, 14, 4, 5, 6, and 2 and 3. And then I had regroup. That's 14, 7, and 8. Now I need to divide. So 3 goes into 48. 3 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. I have to subtract that out, bring down my 8. 3 goes into 18 6 times. 6 times 3 equals 18. Subtract it out, and it's 0. So each side is going to be 16 inches. So actually, I actually went further than what I needed because it says, what is the perimeter? So the perimeter is 48 inches. So this is going to be the triangle. This is the rectangle. Do you see how I'm labeling? So that you know. I went in a little bit extra step. You don't have to do it because this is what the answer is. I just wanted to show you in case it asked you what was the side of each of the, what was the measurement of each of the sides. So now you know how to do that. If one side of the equilateral triangle, equilateral means that all sides are equal sides, has a length of 5 and 25 hundredths inches, what is the perimeter of the triangle? So this is going to be 5 and 25 hundredths, 5 and 25 hundredths, 5 and 25 hundredths. So you can multiply this by 3, or you can add 5 and 25 hundredths, 5 and 25 hundredths, plus 5 and 25 hundredths. I already know if I'm thinking money. There we go. That's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So that's already going to be 75 cents or 5, 10, 15. Bring down my 5, regroup my 1, 2, 4, 6 plus 1 is 7. 5, 10, 15. So what is the perimeter? Circle perimeter. This is going to be at all sides. So the perimeter of here is going to be 15 and 75 hundredths, and it's measured in inches. And the isosceles triangle has two sides with equal lengths of 2 and 6, 6 and 2/10 inches, and its total perimeter is 16 inches. What's the length of the third? So you see these two marks here? These two lines are the ones that are equal to each other. I have 6 and 2 inches, 6 and 2 inches. So I'm going to add those up. 6 and 2 inches plus 6 and 2 inches. 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm bringing down my decimal. 6 plus 6 is 12. It gave me my total perimeter is 16. So here I have my total perimeter is 16.0. Put my decimal point. I'm going to subtract 12 wholes out of that and 4/10. Now I can't take 4 out of 0, so I need to go into my ones place and regroup it. That becomes a 5, and this is a 10. So now 10 minus 4 equals 6. I bring down my decimal. 5 minus 2 equals 3. And so the length here is going to be 3 6/10 inches. So the answer is 3 6/10 inches. Oops, what did I do here? All right, does that make sense? I'm kind of going a little bit quick, but I also want to make sure that you are understanding. Okay, the scaling triangle has a total perimeter of 33. It's a total perimeter of 33 and 45 inches. Side A is 11 and 11 and a half or 11 and 5/10 inches long, and side B is 12 inches. So here I'm going to have side A is 11 and 11 and a half or 11 and 5/10 inches long, and side B is 12 inches long. So now what is the length of side C? So this is my total. So now I'm going to add these up. 12, putting in my decimal, 11, put my decimal. Remember, you got to line them up. That's 5, 2, 3, that's 2. So it's 23 and a half. This is my total, 33 and 45. So I have 33 and 45 hundredths minus 23 and a half, or 5/10. 5 minus 0 equals 5. 4, I cannot take 5 out of 4. I have to regroup it. That becomes a 2. Now I can take 5 out of 14, and what does that give me? Very good, 8. So it's 8. No, it's 9. So I have 9. Bring down my decimal. Can't take 3 from 2. I have to regroup. Now it becomes a 12. So I can take it. 7, that's 8, 9, 10. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12. And so for side C, oops, I kind of messed that one up, didn't I? This is going to be A, this is B, and this is C, 9 and 95 hundredths. So let me fix that really quick. If I put that back again, I'm so proud of myself. I'm actually putting my tools away. So I made this mistake, but I'm going to fix it so that you can see. So this is, and I almost did that. I don't know why I didn't do it. So this is line segment A, 11 and 5 and 11 and a half. Segment B was 12 inches, and now segment C is 9 and 95 hundredths inches long. If you were to add all of these up, you're going to get 33 and 45. So let's go ahead and do that to make sure. I have 12, 11 and a half, and 9, and I'm lining up my decimals, and 9, 5. So you can see I need to put another 0 here and a 0 as my hero. So 0, 0, 5 is 5, 9, 10, that makes it 14. So far I'm okay. Bring down my decimal. That's 9, 10, 11, 12. You still doing okay? Oops, and I forgot to regroup my 1, because that was 14. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Regroup my 1, 1, 2, 3. So I am correct. So the side of the length is 9 and 95 hundredths inches. Let's go to this back page because we are almost done. It's a long video. The square has a side length of 2 and 6/10 inches. What do I know about a square? That's right, all sides are equal. What is the perimeter and what is the area? So the perimeter for a square is 4s. So you can multiply it out or you can add. So you can have 4 times 2 and 6/10, or you can just add 2 and 6/10 plus 2 and 6/10 plus 2 and 6/10 plus 2 and 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 6 is 24. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the perimeter is going to be 10 and 4/10 inches. What is the area of the square? Area equals side times side. So now I'm going to have 2 and 6/10 times 2 and 6/10. Remember, I'm moving my decimal out when I multiply. So this now becomes 26 times 26. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm done with my ones, put my 0 down. This is where I'm going to begin my tens. 2 times 6 is 12. Crosses out, regroup my 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Add that together. 6, 5, 6, 7, 5 and 6. I moved it out 1, 2. Need to bring it in 1, 2. So the area is 6 and 76 hundredths square inches. And the last one that we need to do is a regular octagon has a side length of 6 and 2/10. What is the perimeter? Perimeter, I need to add all sides. I am not good with octagons, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know that it's 6 and 2/10, 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 6 and 2/10. So I'm going to add all of those together. I can multiply it by 8. Move this out once. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 6 is 48, 49. I only moved it out once. I bring it in. So then the perimeter is 49 and 6/10. And it's done in inches. To prove that correct, I'm just going to add up 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 24. So I have 24 and 8/10 plus 24 and 8/10 because it's going to be for the other side, right? 8 plus 8 is 16. Regroup my 1, bring down my decimal. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 2 plus 2 is 4. So my work is correct. And then you'll just grid in 4, 9, and 6. All right, that was it for tonight's homework. Please make sure that you bring all your notes. It is an open book test tomorrow. I will tell you that there are 20 questions on there. So as long as you have paid attention and you use your notes and your star reference material sheet, you will be fine and it'll be easy peasy. See you tomorrow. Bye.